Hello, everybody. This is Chuck Wiger, State Senator, and today I'm very pleased to have with me Bill Michel. He's the manager of the Maplewood Public Library. Welcome, Bill.
Thank you.
And tell us about the library. It's in the north end of Maplewood, and it on South Lawn, but right next to the mall. But tell us about the services and what you do.
Well, I'll spend a lot of my time at the reference desk, helping people find stuff they want, information and books and other materials. One of the things I've been thinking about recently is I've been doing this for 45 years, almost.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And when I started, I was kind of the connecting point between the patron and books.
Yes.
And then we changed to being connection points between the patron and information worldwide. With computers and other kinds of technology, we helped them find what they needed, whether it was in the building or not. And now I think we're more all about connecting them to their communities.
Yes.
And so we try and be a gathering spot for all the communities in Maplewood. And there's some interesting dynamics there. The community is changing in Maplewood a lot, and the area right around the library is changing in demographics a lot, has changed over the last 5, 6, 10 years.
The whole state, the whole country.
The whole country,
changing.
yeah.
And you want to be responsive to our local community, and you serve, and while you are in Maplewood, it even goes beyond, the actual borders in terms of people that come into the library.
And we want to respect the uses that people who have been using the library for 40 years want to make, plus uses that the new communities want to make too. And there's some conflicts there, but we go work through them and make sure that everybody finds what they need and is happy in the use of the library.
Okay, now we have the traditional books, of course, and a wonderful collection, fiction, the nonfiction, and you can have access with your card to publications that are throughout the country. Actually, it's amazing what is available by just checking in. And you provide a lot of reference source information for people as well. Tell us about that role. It's really interesting. One of the things that has changed over the years is when I first started, there were a lot of people calling in from bars. Oh, okay.
Having, that disagreement with their friends as they're drinking their beers and wondering.
So let the librarian settle this dispute.
That's right. Well, what is that guy's name that was in that movie? And so.
Before you could go to the.
Now you can go to your cell phone and find it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of died.
Okay.
We do a lot of school. Kids help with homework and things.
Homework helper and different variations of that.
We have online resources for that, plus we help them ourselves. We have a lot of technology help. A lot of people who now need to apply for jobs online rather than doing it in paper. And, they don't have the skills and knowledge to be able to do that themselves because they weren't taught that. So we help them with that.
Yeah, and that's a very valuable
and it's really appreciated by everybody too. And it's changed a lot in the last 5 years where most applications are done online now rather than in person at the place of employment. So that's another big thing.
How about on genealogies?
Genealogy
people
is
want
big.
to find about their past, their ancestors, learn more about themselves.
That started as a result of Roots.
Yes.
In '77, I think it was. And it's built over the years. There are a lot of people who know what they're doing now, so they don't have to come to us anymore, but they still need the resources that we can provide.
So let's say a viewer would like to learn more about their family or inspire someone else to do it. They could call up to get it started, or make an appointment, or what would be the steps?
Well, one of the things we do is provide a lot of how to do it yourself kind of material. These are the resources that you're going to want to do if your ancestor was a veteran, for example.
Yes.
So we can provide those kind of connections to resources. We don't have a lot of the resources in-house. Mm-hmm. We have access to databases of genealogical material that people can delve into, and most of them now know how to use that stuff because they've learned it over the years. Mm-hmm.
And there's not a charge, I believe.
No.
So, but you'll sit down and help walk them through that?
We'll get them started. We'll get them to where they need to be and help them print off if that's what they need to do. We can send them to the Historical Society down here, or other places that have those kind of resources. The Mormon Church has a lot of those resources. Okay. The Latter-day Saints, I guess. There's a couple of sites in the Twin Cities here. Plus, they've got big databases that they have access to, that they provide access to anybody who comes in to use them. Is my understanding. So there's a lot of things that people want to be able to access, and we can point them in the right direction. We can help them get to the places where they need to be and get the resources they need to move forward in their search for their ancestors.
I know one section of the library has a lot of great stimuli for the young kids, the toddlers, and you want to inspire that love for reading as early as possible. So, tell us about the involvement of the library to encourage literacy for all people, but especially for the young kids.
That's one of our prime things, I think. We hope that by the time kids are starting kindergarten, they have, and we're starting a new program this year where we want them to have read or have read to them 1,000 books before kindergarten. Mm-hmm. We help them record those. We have certain incentives for them to move forward in the process. They are very excited to bring the sheets in with all the books checked off and get a prize for up to $250 now or $500 now or whatever it is.
I couldn't praise more that program, and if everyone could participate, we would close the achievement gap.
Yep.
If you are inspired with reading and getting those literacy skills early on, you're going to be ready for K. And you get it, and you're offering prizes, and more and more people are coming to the library to take advantage, and let's just get that word out for everyone to participate, because you're doing the right thing.
That's at least a metro-wide program that we're involved in. And so everybody who is at that age can take part. Okay. Just come to the Maplewood Library and we'll give them the forms, get them started. We also have story hour every week so that they can get excited about being told stories, being read to.
Yes.
And we, as a part of those story times, encourage the parents to do the same thing with their kids. We have the activities in the library that help to build some of the skills that toddlers need to be able to learn to read. There's a set of things that they need skills that they need in order to put together the words in patterns and things like that. Yes. So we encourage those kind of activities in the building too.
Well, bravo.
Thank you.
That's the right thing to do, and we encourage everyone to if they know of someone that is eligible for that, to please participate, and whether you're parent, grandparent, involved with people, or it may be someone that's just learning English. Get involved in so many of the programs that you have to encourage literacy.
Yep.
So well done. And we mentioned, the books, but of course you've got an incredible movie selection, whether it's in history or comedy, it's there. And
those are really fun to be able to share with people.
Yeah.
I have kind of an interest personally in old movies, so it's fun to talk to people about the movies that they enjoy and share with them my interests and what I like. And, have you seen this one? No, I haven't seen that one. I've seen this one. Yeah. So we have long conversations about what we enjoy. And we do the same thing with books, too.
The selection you have is great, and as well as current TV series, you have them there, and even recent releases for a small fee of 50 cents. You can really save on that, and so you're responding to the public, and the basics of the books and that, but there's a lot of other avenues for sharing information.
One of the things that's happening soon is we're changing from DVD as a source to streaming as a source of that kind of material, and we want to keep our DVDs because there are a lot of people who can't afford, especially in our area, the streaming services at home, and we'll be providing those at some point, but it's a big investment that we need to figure out how to pay for. But we'll keep keeping the DVDs in order to handle the people who can't afford the streaming.
Good. And let's mention you have a library board, citizens that provide overall guidance and direction. Tell us about that.
There are 7 people who are representative of populations in the suburbs of Ramsey County.
Yes, and this all ties in with the county.
Yep, they're appointed by the county board.
Yes.
They have fiscal responsibility and oversight responsibility for all 7 of our libraries.
Yes.
They make policy decisions and facilities decisions, things like that. Over the last 5 years, we've rebuilt 4 of our libraries, and they've been involved in funding those and planning those, and they're really good to work with.
Yes.
They take their job very seriously, and are concerned about providing excellent library service to their constituents.
Well, they're doing a great job, and you. 45 years, it looks like a career, huh?
Yeah.
And you, I believe you were in North St. Paul at the library right on 7th Street before they did some changes.
I've worked at all of our buildings over the 45 years, including some buildings we no longer have, like the old North St. Paul building.
That's where I first got my first library card growing up.
I've worked at 3 different Maplewood libraries, a couple of Roseville libraries, Shoreview and White Bear Lake, a couple of buildings. Arden Hills, which is no longer one of our buildings.
Yes, and the training, you're very resourceful, but for becoming a librarian, it's pretty rigorous.
Yeah, it's a master's degree program. They have it at St. Kate's.
Yes.
And there are online service programs that you can do the master's degree in, and there are other positions too, library page, library clerk, that don't require that kind of education, but to manage the libraries, that's what we require.
You have an outstanding crew there at the library and all the area libraries, and highly supported by the public. And I do need to ask you, what's your favorite book?
Right now, it's probably Confederacy of Dunces by, I can't remember his first name. Toole is his last name.
Okay.
It's about 20 years old now, but it's a wonderful fiction book about very odd man.
Okay. Well, there's a tip, and I know that there's selections that you provide out there too with suggestions for people if they want to read something, or you'll help nourish that appetite for people as well. And just on a personal note, if you've raised your family in the area and they're all doing well, I hope.
Yep.
Okay. And tell us just briefly about them.
I've got my wife and I live in Lake Elmo. We lived in North St. Paul for quite a number of years after we first got married. We've got 3 kids. 2 of them are in the area still. One lives in Roseville, one in Minneapolis. Got one in Milwaukee with 3 kids, and there's 2.5 more grandkids in the area here. And I'm moving towards retirement to play with them a lot.
Okay. Well, you should get that 50-year pin, right? Okay.
It might be a bit far.
Yeah. Well, Bill, I want to congratulate you on an outstanding career. And any final words for our viewers?
Come visit.
Yes. Great advice. Visit the library. It's there for you. It's the best investment we can make. So thanks again, Bill.
Thank you.
Thank you, viewers. And for more information about the library, go and visit and check it out. They provide an incredible amount of services, and I know you'll continue to be very pleased with it. Thank you.